Hello guys, welcome to this new section on text functions in Power Query. Now, text functions are important where you can clean your data and cleaning is possible in Power Query. So, there are many text functions in Power Query. We will see few of them in this section. And what are those functions? We will see now. So, we will see how to merge two different columns without using any code, any function, without using your keyboard, just using button clicks. Then we will see how to split the column and also remove unwanted space using trim. We have basic functions like upper, lower, and proper case. How to add a prefix and suffix. It's very easy. Now, all the functions which are mentioned here will be using button clicks, no using keyboards. We will see how to work on left, right, and mid functions, extract text with delimiter when you have some delimiter like comma, hash, at the rate, anything you can remove using button clicks. So, why am you no pressurizing on the button clicks? Because the name Power Query is the only difficult term I find. Rest all the features are easy, okay? So, if you know Excel, Power Query is 70% easier than Excel, where you don't have to write any code, any function. Most of your basic task, could be done using button clicks. Now we will see text function merge columns. Now, I have an example created in Excel. Some samples data is there. I will show you that. Now we can do in Power Query Excel and in Power Query Power BI. Power Query is a tool which is common in Power BI and in Excel. So here I will show you the same task will be done in two different places. So first in Excel and then I'll show you in Power BI. Let us see what the data is there. I have simple three columns: prefix, first name, and last name. I want to concatenate or combine these three columns into one column using the merge function in Power Query, not in Excel. So the file name is 11 point Power Query text functions. You will get the file somewhere in the description, and these are three columns. The name of the table here is, if I keep my cursor, the name of the table here is text underscore merge. So remember the table name and remember the sheet name. Okay, so I'll import the table and try to merge without using keyboard. For that, I have to close this workbook and create a new workbook. So file new, open this workbook, and I'll just close this workbook here. So this is a blank empty workbook and the file kept here in this folder, that is 11 point Power Query text function. That's the file name here. So I will get that file, get that table into Excel, data tab, get data from file, from workbook. So where is Power Query? Power Query features are in the data tab, from here to this location. This entire tab, you can say it's a Power Query. Now, this is in data tab. People who are using Excel 2016, 19 or Office 365, they will get it by default. Or for 2010, 13, you have to install separately. If you are using a Mac version, you will not get this add-in. So you have to struggle a bit with downloading, installing. Okay, so this is the pain of Power Query. I will import that data, get data from file, from workbook. The file name was 11 point text functions, and I will click on import. That particular file had multiple Excel sheets and Excel tables. So my interest would be in only one table. The name of table is text underscore merge. Okay. So as I said, there are different tables, these are all the tables. You can see a blue line, heading, line, and these are all the sheets. Okay, you can see these are all the sheets here. So I will pick up here text underscore merge, which is a table, and click on transform. So what I am doing, Power Query is a ETL tool. So I am extracting data from some Excel file, transforming. So I'll just click on transform, ETL, extract, transform. Okay, transformance will make some changes now. So here a simple example, nothing difficult. I want to concatenate these three columns. Okay, so before I concatenate, you can see the heading. The heading is Power Query Editor. Okay, and this is Excel. See the icon? This is Power Query Editor of Excel. We have Power Query Editor of Power BI also. So select these three columns in a proper sequence. When I say proper sequence, first should be prefix, then control click, then control click. If I want to concatenate, I can go to transform, menu bar, and here you can see these are all text functions and this would be all number functions. Okay, at the bottom it is written number columns and we have this date functions. You can see date and time columns right here in button. So these are approximately 100 functions using button clicks. Okay, right now, so I have selected three columns. I will click on merge columns. In merge columns, it will ask me when you are concatenating or merging, what should be the separator. The separator, there are many options. I'll select space and let's give a column name as full name and I'll click on OK. So what I have done, I have concatenated the column name is full name and whatever steps I have applied, those are getting recorded here. Okay, so this pane is known as applied steps pane. Whatever steps you are performing, those are getting recorded like your macros, VBA macro. If you want, you can always delete these steps. If you want, you can always modify the steps. Okay, modification and deletion is possible. We will see in coming videos. Now, I'll just click on home menu bar and click on close and load. Okay, ETL, the last L is for loading. So home menu bar, close and load, and the transform data would be loaded back here. You see that's loaded back and the cells are merged. Now, what is the beauty of Power Query? If anything changes in the source data, the target data also will changes. Okay, when I set target data will come in green color by default. You see green color table. You can change the color, but by default green color. So let me open this file. I will open this file text function and here you see the name is given as Vihan Kumar, Jasmine Tucker, and here I can write as Rama and I will say as Sharma. Okay, so I have changed the second record and I will save this file. Okay, and I will close this file. This is my source data. Now here if you observe, this Jasmine Tucker have not changed. Okay, manually does not change, but if you want to change, you can right click here and click on refresh. So anything changes in source data, your target data, you have to right click and refresh. And you can see Rama Sharma. The name has changed. Okay, let me expand it if it is not visible. So if you are using Excel still, you can learn Power Query. It is very simple, button clicks. I will do this same process in Power BI and you can just observe. So this is Power BI and you can see nothing is there on the right hand side. This is completely blank. Get data, Excel, the file name was text function, 11 point text functions. So I will open that file. So this is extract ETL. is E stands for extract. Then again it will show me the same window that is has many tables and many sheets. From those, I will pick up only one table, that is text underscore merge, and I will click on transform data. Transform data will open Power Query in Power BI. Okay, and how do you remember that? You can see the name of this window is Power Query right now, and you can see the icon is for Power BI. Okay, that's a Power BI icon. I will select the same three columns in proper sequence, transform tab, click on this merge column, and here I can get the same option like space and the column name would be full name. Now I will click on OK button, and you can see on the right hand side the steps are getting recorded. Same like in Excel. So this is Power BI Power Query. That was Excel Power Query. Now I can just click on Home and click on Close and Apply. There it was Close and Load. Here it is Close and Apply. Excel is a data source, so it can load the data. Power Query is not a data source. Okay, it will just apply the changes, apply any changes or any cleaning things on the visuals on the charts. When I click on Close and Apply, I will get only one column as an output, and then the column would be visible on the right hand side. Okay, so it is loading here, and once it is loaded, you can see the same column has been visible on the right hand side, that is full name. So I can just drag this full name and use into the visuals on into some charts, and I can use it. Okay, and same thing, if the data source changes, I can just click on this refresh button on the top and data would be refreshed. Power BI is a very good feature. You don't have to do manual refresh. It can automatically refresh by itself. That we will see in Power BI service. When we publish from Power BI desktop to Power BI service online account, there it will automatically refresh. You have to tell them when you want to refresh, every day, every hour, every half an hour, so that will automatically done. Okay, but for time being, I hope you have understood what is Power Query practically, where Power Query is there in both places, and how to work on merge function. Now let us see how to work on split and trim function. I have one column where all the text are being combined into one column like this, a column, and I want to split into three different columns. So you can see we have Pimpri, Pune, Maharashtra. These are three different places name and they are concatenated together. Same way I have Shrirampur, Pune, Maharashtra. Let's split that, and also when I split, you can see there's unwanted space. How do I remove that unwanted space? Okay, using that trim function. So let us see practically in Power BI. The name of the table is text split trim. You can see the name is text to split trim. I will import this table into Power BI. So let me close this file and I will open Power BI. Make sure you close the file when you are importing the data. Okay, so here if you observe right now, I have only text underscore merge. Now I can click on get data Excel Power Query text function. Open that. I am doing it again and again, so you become habitual with that. So we have split trim. You see text underscore split entry, select that table. Okay, so this is a table icon which I have shown you earlier, and this one would be the sheet icon. These are all sheets icon. So select that table and click on transform data. Splitting is very easy in Power BI. So here comes the Power Query. Select that column which you want to split and go to transform column. Now in this transform column, you have to see this. All the text functions would be available in this box. Okay, in this text column. So here we want to split. Okay, so I'll just click on split by delimiter. Now in this case the delimiter is comma. So if I click on by delimiter, and it will ask me what is the delimiter. So by default it has selected the delimiter comma. Okay, so here I don't have to do select the delimiter. It's very smart. Next one, it is asking me, do you want each occurrence of the delimiter? Definitely. In this case, I want all the columns. Sometimes if you don't want all the columns, you can choose some options like leftmost and rightmost and so on. So here I don't have to do anything. Just click on OK button. Now you can see just few buttons clicks and I have got the answer here. Now here I can just rename the column here as location. I can say as place. I can say as city and this one as state. Okay. Now also if you want to remove the unwanted space in this column, you can just click on those two columns or whatever columns you have. Then you can go to that format tab and there's an option given as trim. Okay, so if you click on trim, the unwanted space would be removed here. We don't have the unwanted space, it's removed. However, I'll just delete this step. If you do not want, you can delete the step. Delete the step. Now there is no undo in Power Query. There is no Control Z in Power Query. You can only delete the steps from here. So I can just delete the steps. Okay. If you want to again repeat the process, I mean you can just go to the transport tab, split column by delimiter and comma is selected here. By default, click on OK. So this will split and I have to again rename that columns like place and city, and the third one, last one is state. So now I can just click on home tab and click on close and apply. After close and apply, that particular table would be loaded. And here you can see on the right hand side the table is given here, which is text underscore split underscore trim. Now this table is no longer a table, it is a query. Okay, so if I open this become a query here. Okay, now I can simply drag and drop, let's say city, and I can drag this sales. Simply drag and drop, and these are sales by city. Okay, it has automatically created a table. No need to do anything, has automatically created a table that we have seen earlier in the previous section. So this has created a simple table. If you do not want table, you want a bar chart, simply click on cluster bar chart. This will convert into a bar format. Okay, that's it. So I hope you have understood properly. Let us see how to work on uppercase, lowercase and propercase function in Power Query, Power BI. Now they are very simple, but still you need to learn how to work on that. I have an example. You can see this table in there. Purposely, I have distorted the data. Usually, when you are working in a company, you never get a clean data. You have to clean that. 70% of your time goes in cleaning data. So here is an example. I have highlighted values in yellow color. You can see this Vihan Kumar. You can see there's double A capital and there's a R capital. And here if you see Fukra Insan, so at the end RA is capital and triple A N capital and some are small cases. So what I want to clean the data. Either all should be uppercase, either all should be lowercase or in proper case. How do we do that? let's do the name of the table here is text underscore upper underscore lower. I have given the name here. Let me pick up this table into Power BI. So I'll close this file, get data and click on Excel. So here I can select the file and click on open and I'll pick up that table here. You can pick up all the tables in one go, but I'm just repeating so you can understand properly again and again. You can practice that. So this is the table text underscore upper underscore lower. Click on transform data and now once it is loaded into proper query, I can show you how to work on those upper, lower and proper case. So number one, I'll select the columns, whichever I want to modify. At a time, you can select many columns. If you select all the columns, you can press Ctrl A from a keyboard and select all the columns in your table in your query. So I'll select this 2 columns, transform tab, and here in the format, I have first 3 options, lowercase, uppercase. So let me select lowercase. If you observe, this has changed everything into lowercase. Okay. All the text into lowercase. I can click on format and select uppercase here. So you see all the text has converted and the third one is capitalize each word, but proper case. Power Query. So capitalize each word, first alphabet of every word would be capital. Okay, here I capitalize each word. Now I also think this prefix should be capitalized each word. Whatever step you are doing, those are getting the recorded here. You can see uppercase, then we have lowercase and capitalize each word. So if you want, you can delete the steps. If you do not require, you can delete those steps and this name is not so good. I can just write as employee name. So this is actually a query name. Okay, you can see query setting. This is a name here. When I click on file menu bar or home menu bar, close and apply, then this particular query would be loaded. I will not call it as a table. This because a query now. So here you can see on the right hand side that will be employee name which are loaded here. So I can go to select sheet and I can expand employee name. I can drag the first name, I can drag the last name and you can see it's properly, align it here and you can use it. Okay, that's it. So I hope you have understood how to work on upper, lower and proper case in Power Query Power BI. Let us see how to work on adding at prefix and suffix in Power BI. Prefix and suffix are required and let us see an example here. I have a table where the first name and the last name is there. The third column is age. So if I want to add an suffix over here like 26 years, 30 years, years at the backend, I can use the Power Query function. Or if I want to write in the suffix my age is so and so years, I can do that. So let's do that. The name of the table is text underscore prefix underscore suffix. Close the file, bring in Power BI, get data, Excel and text function. So from here, I will pick up the table that was text underscore prefix underscore suffix and click on transform data. So transforming will take you Power Query. If you click on load button, it will take you to Power View. So after I bring here, you can see the age column is there. If I want to add a suffix like 26 years, 30 years and so on, now I can go to transform tab and I can see in the format option, I have add suffix. So if I click on add suffix here, it will ask me what suffix do you want to add. So here I can write as a space, year, and I can click on OK button here. So this will add a suffix. The data type of the column has changed to a text. Okay. If I click on previous step, you can see the data type. When I say data type, this is 1, 2, 3. It's a whole number. When I click on this other step, now you can see the data type is ABC, which is a text. You don't have to remember. You can just click on ABC and you can see these are all different data types available. Okay. All the different data type, we have a video separately on data type. We will see in details. Now, this was a suffix. If you want to add a prefix, you can also go to format and add a prefix here. And I can just write as my age is colon space and I'll click on OK. So this will add a prefix that my age. So the option are both present in format tab, add prefix and add suffix. Okay, that is very simple. And if you do not want, you can delete the steps from here. Always, that's very easy. If you think you made a mistake while writing, you can always click on this small setting button. Okay, the setting button, and you can modify. I can click here and I can write as my age today is colon space and click on OK. So you can modify any step in Power Query. It's very easy. No need of writing any function. Finally, I can click on home, close and apply. But before that, I will write as employee age and home, close and apply. So that's it. I hope you have understood how to work on suffix and prefix in Power Query Power BI. Let us see the next function. We have left, right and mid function. So if you observed, we have not used keyboard for writing the functions, just using button clicks. So if you are a beginner or you are learning how to work on this function in Power Query, it's very simple, left, right and mid function. I have an example here. That's a column name, order ID, where CA hyphen 2018 hyphen some number. So if I want to split this column or if I want to extract only left or right or middle text, how do I do that? So I have this table name left, right and mid. Same way, one more column I will pick up in text with delimiters. So I will close the file and open Power BI and get data, Excel and load the data. Okay. This time I load two tables. So get data, Excel and I will pick up the text function. Two tables are loaded. There's a region behind loading two examples. If you do not remember the table name, no problem. What you can do is you always click on table and see the preview of the table before you pick up. So I'll pick up these two tables and click on transform. Here, this Power Query window will open and let me show you that. So when you have a consistent data, okay, when only 2 characters, 3 characters, 4 characters are there, you can go for left, right and mid functions. Let me show you that. So on the left hand side, these are all the queries. Okay. These are all the queries which are loaded into Power Query. On the right hand side, these are all the steps which you have recorded here. This would be the name of the query. This would be the preview of your data. And this would be all the functions which are available in the tab in the Power Query. So That's a user interface of Power Query. I have not explained you in the first video because once we do a practical, you will get an idea. Coming back to the question here, if I want to find out the first two character of this order ID, so transform tab and first two character of this order ID. So transform tab and I can go to this extract option, and here if you see there are many options. So I will say first character. If I click on first characters and if I type here 2 and OK, so from that column the first two characters would be extracted and given here. Now what about the other last characters or middle characters? That text has gone away. So what cannot bring back because we don't them to transform from the existing column. Okay, transform is same column. You have to do some changes. Actually, I should have told them that add a column of two characters separately. So before I jump there, let me show you. See the name of this box? That's a text column. Read that one at the bottom, text column. This would be a number column. Okay? Read the text at the bottom, and this would be something else, that is the date and time column. Okay? So these are functions, 100 functions. If I go to add column, you might see the same functions here. That is from text, then we have from number, and then we have from date and time. Okay, same functions are there. So what is the difference? Then the difference would be, let me delete the step. If I go to add column and if I click on extract first character and type 2, if I click on OK, this will add a new column with extracting two characters. But if I select first column and if I go to transform, tab extract first character, and if I type 2 and click on OK, this will give me the existing column. Okay, so make sure you use it wisely, when to use add column and when to use transform. Okay, now add column and I have extracted those. Now if I want the last 6 characters, so add column, extract and last character. Remember, add column, the last column, and write 6 and click on OK. So this would give me the 6 values here. Now I want the middle text, which is 2018, 2016 and so on. So I can go to extract range. Range will be give me starting insert. I will type as 3 and I want 4 characters from third one. So if you are Excel user, you might understand this left, right and mid functions. So I will select this 3 and 4 and click on OK. And you can see I have got the text here. This way you can separate the text using left and right and mid functions. It will work sometimes and sometimes it wouldn't work. In this case, here if you try to see, I cannot pick up the left 2 characters because if I pick up the left 2 characters here, I will get the Mr. and Miss, but I will not get the Mrs. option. If I use left character, I cannot use the left 5 characters because this will come, but Johnson will not come. So, how to solve this query? We will see in the next section itself. So for time being, I hope you have understood how to work on left, right and mid function in Power Query Power BI. So let us see how to extracting the text between delimiters. Now we have seen If I want to extract a data, we have used left, right and mid functions. But now, do we come across this kind of situation? So it's very easy in Power Query. Select the column, go to Add Column, tab, because I want to separate columns, then we have the option Extract. So this first character, last character and range will not work. However, the last three options are there: text before delimiter, text after delimiter and text between delimiter. Let me start with text before delimiter. Here in this case, I want to text before delimiter, that is hash. Okay. When I click on OK, you can see everywhere, whenever the possible things where required are visible. So I am getting as Mr., Miss and Mrs. everywhere. Same way, if I want text between delimiter, select column, go to extract, click on between delimiter and I can put here as hash and @ and I will just click on OK. And you can see this will give me the text between that delimiters. And the last one, I want text after delimiter as @. So extract that after delimiter. Put here as @ and click on OK. So this will give me or separate the text in proper way. So this would be very useful if you are using Excel. Also, this cleaning require lots of time in any tool. You pick up any tool like SQL, Oracle, Excel, you have to write some functions, write some language. Difficult. Here, just button clicks, you will get the answer. Now, if you think this first column is not required, just right click and remove that column. After this, rename these columns as prefix, first name and last name. After remaining these columns, I think I should merge these columns. So select the first column, control click, second, control click, third. And also you use control A with your keyboard. In the proper sequence, if I click on add column, merge column, it will add a fourth column that will combine all the columns. But I want to replace these three columns, so I should go to transform and then click on merge columns. Separator should be space and the column name should be full name. And I can click on OK button. So you see how properly it has been cleaned, and the best part is no keyboard, just button clicks. So that's it. I hope you have understood how to work on extracting text with delimiters, and you have understood when we use transform and add columns. So that's it. I hope you have understood how to use text functions in Power Query, Power BI. And if you have any queries, any question, don't hesitate to reach out to me by commenting below.